Well, good morning. Welcome to our solo walk. And yeah, you know, understanding that we're on this earth, this plane, this reality as a collective and experiencing things as a collective, as humanity, but realizing that we are on a solo walk, that it's an individual choice what you believe, what you experience, or how you respond to the experience, whether you react or respond, whether you make the choice to try to make it a solo journey, or whether you want to wander through this experience, allowing someone or something else to dictate what you experience, I guess, what you think, what you believe. Yeah. That all being said, it's a great day. It's a great time to be here. I'm grateful for all of this, to be here experiencing this, to be part of what I see as redefining the human experience. As the late John Peterson used to say, creating the new human, I guess. It's an interesting time, a challenging time for sure. So much going on, and that, but things changing fast. You can't even keep up with it if you're trying to. But if you're able to separate yourself from the noise and take that solo walk. Oh, there's my kitty Luna coming out to see us. There she is. If we can get her down here. There's my Luna cat. I guess that didn't turn out too well, but yeah. There's so much to experience and create as we remember who and what we are. Yeah. We will create a new experience, a new dimension, however you want to put it, as a collective, as a humanity, but those choices are still solo choices. What you choose to put out is what you get back, I guess. And I think as individuals, if we function out of love, out of kindness, out of compassion, and that we can create a new human. I'm sure we can. that being said, what I've been thinking about in the last day or two, just going through my head and see where it goes here, but is just that, I'm tired. I'm tired of seeing, watching humanity be led around by the nose by some entity, dark force, whatever it is, whatever you want to believe it to be. But to be led and deceived into believing that that's the way it is. Like I said the other day, people saying it is what it is, but it isn't. I'm tired of seeing people suffering. And suffering for the only reason the suffering here is because of the programming, as far as I can see, the programming, the indoctrination into the system that has been manipulating us for forever, as far as I can see. And it's not a big complicated system of things. It's all they had to do is install the program of greed, of competition, of the story that you're not enough and that you need. The story of lack, and that there's really no lack. There's more than enough for each human, each soul on this planet to sustain us, to allow us to prosper. The problem is distribution, and the greed of the ones that, the parasites that are operating at a much lower frequency, a disconnect from consciousness. I'm sure some of them are. No, but they only do things to profit themselves, these parasites. And I don't even think it's the ones that we see. They're just puppets as well, indoctrinated into the program. I think it's a much smaller number of, could be humans, could be some other entity, who knows. If I knew, I'd be able to maybe show it a little better, but I don't know for sure, but I can feel it in my spirit that it's a dark force that's manipulating the ones that we see, that we think are the elites, the ones that think that they're at the top of the pile. but all they are is disconnected from source, disconnected from spirit, disconnected from consciousness, and allowing that dark, evil force to lead them to that. I'm tired of seeing people fighting amongst themselves, fighting over things that happened in the past, you know, how, and all those things that happened in the past were all part of the program to just to control, and that whether it be the Spaniards and the English or whatever that come to North America and displace the natives, and whether it be this whatever went to Africa or Australia and displaced, and you know, and that, and it's and I'm not saying that any of that was right, but all that was the same entities trying to manipulate humanity even then, and they've done a good job of it, you know, because people are still fighting over, arguing over, separated because of all those things, you know. I think one of the reasons that these dark forces have overtaken the indigenous peoples of all the different continents, you know, and that is because most of the indigenous tribes, or whatever you want to call it, had a connection to spirit, a connection to earth, Mother Earth, and it was a threat to their control, so you have to manipulate them into the control systems, and they've done a good job of that, because now you have all the indigenous all over the place. I've seen it in different countries. I see it here in Canada, where they're fighting over land and wanting their land back, and they've been what do you call it, marginalized or whatever because of the past, and that, and you know, the past is just a memory. None of us were there at that time. None of us had anything to do with that time. That past is a memory, and you know, the future's just a thought. What we have is the now, and if we continue to allow them to separate us by race, nationality, religion, location, we're never going to rise above. If we don't come together as humanity and realize that we're all part of the same consciousness, just having individual solo experiences, but that it's all tied together, that our choices do make a difference on the collective and on ourselves, and start choosing to rise above these idiotic stories that they keep pushing. they're trying to separate us in so many ways, and that trying to make people lose their identities, to lose their individuality. And like I said, we're all part of the same collective, but we don't operate on that system. We operate as an individual, and we add experience and life and vitality to this experience as individuals to the collective. But if we keep letting them separate us, divide us, keep us fighting amongst ourselves, and that will keep us believing that there's lack, keep us believing that these people have it better than those people, and they stole this from me, and I, whatever. If we're talking about land, nobody owns the land in all actuality. We're here to connect, cooperate with the land, with the earth. And as individuals, if we come to the point that we understood that and got rid of these parasites that think they own everything, and that every family, every individual on this earth could have a couple, 3 acres to themselves, and live off the land, live with the land, live with each other. But these forces that want to keep people at odds with each other, keep people in fear, worry, lack. In my spirit, I know it, I'm positive of it, that they're feeding off of that low vibration. Yeah, I'm tired of seeing us fight amongst ourselves. I'm tired of seeing wars, because most people, there's twisted, demented minds in a lot of the world, but the majority of the people just want to experience life and experience a fulfilling life, but trying to do it within this system that's been put in place. I'm tired of seeing people knowing that there's corruption and shit going on, but thinking that they can change it by voting in somebody new, that they can fix it within the system that's been put in place that's already destroyed us, and just by changing some figurehead at the top that it's going to make a difference. I'm tired of people thinking that they don't make a difference, that they're not enough. I'm tired of seeing individuals realizing that there's corruption and things in the current governments that's there, but thinking that just changing that will make a difference. Tired of people not taking responsibility for themselves. Tired of people lashing out at each other because of the program, the system. So, yeah, I guess just we need to come to the point where we remember who we are, what we are, why we're here. And we're not here to compete with each other. We're here to cooperate with each other. We're here to love each other. We're here to experience that fullness. We're here to experience that abundance. And it is here if we just decide, make that choice to say no. Say no to that program, to that system, to that belief that has been put upon you. Be open-minded enough just to look around and think just a little different. Be open-minded enough to say, yeah, maybe what I've been programmed, what I've been taught isn't quite right. And allow your spirit to speak to you. Get up in the morning, be grateful. Take some quiet time. Talk to the Creator. Listen. Your spirit, the Creator, will speak to you and through you. But first off, we have to start to think maybe that there is something a little more than what we've been told. Anyway, another ramble by an old fool here. So if you take the chance, give yourself permission to just look outside the box a little bit. And I'm pretty sure that you'll see that there is so much more and that you are so much more. Anyway, give your loved ones a hug. Tell them they're loved. Look in the mirror. Tell yourself you got this. That you are more than enough. You are loved and you are loved. Be blessed. Have a great day. We'll come at you again. Bye-bye.